So let's move on to Little Witch Academia. Anyone watch that? Because I have no clue. I'm gonna check it out on Netflix soon.
I did. I like Little Witch Academia. Little Witch Academia is fun. It's a fun show. It's great if you are a parent. It's great to watch with your kid. I don't know if it's on English yet. I know the movies are. I'm not sure if the series is. The series, is it still ongoing?
Yeah.
No, it's,
No.
wait,
Wait,
this?
No, it's no longer. It's
Right?
25 episodes.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think Little Witch Academia is great. I think it's a great show about, friendship and kind of rising above people who don't think that you can do what you need to do to survive. Like, Aiko's a great character. She's endearing, she's cute, she's lovable, she's persistent, she's a great role model, I think, for kids to look at, especially as a child character. It's really great for them to associate with her. And I just like Little Witch Academia. I think it's a great show. It's cute, it's fun. It's definitely got layers there for the older audience to kind of pick apart. And it's great to watch with your kids.
Many people love that show.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a pretty loved show.
Alright, let's move on to Fuuka. This is actually a show that I've been wanting to discuss for the longest of times. Fuuka.
I didn't watch Fuuka actually.
Alright,
I didn't watch Fuuka.
I'll go
That's an interesting show.
I'll go speed round on this because Fuuka did something that really pissed me off. We're gonna insert the spoiler tag here because this is something you guys need to know about. Alright, so if you're a fan of the Fuuka manga, do not watch the show. Just do not watch Fuuka. You will disappoint me.
It's a freaking name.
Like Fuuka. Like
Fuuka.
That was my reaction to that. Alright, so if I'm not mistaken, it's either episode 9 or 10. Fuuka actually dies in the manga. That's why I insert the spoiler tag. And it was basically the most major turning point in the manga series. It happened around chapter 39, if I'm not mistaken, where she gets hit by a truck driver. I think he was passed out or he was.
It's always a
sleeping.
truck. It's always a truck who kills people.
I won't,
Damn it.
I won't spoil any further in the manga, but after that, that's basically what drive you decided to continue Fuuka's legacy and create Blue Wells, which is the band that is named after Fuuka. So in the anime, the reason why I despise it so much is that they completely removed that element. They removed the major turning point in the show where Fuuka dies, just in order to save the character so that she can have fun with her friends, which I found really pissing me off because the starting of the anime was bad, so was the manga, but they could have saved it if they implement that plot twist that Fuuka dies. But sadly, they want just to keep it a happy-go-lucky show, nothing too deep, nothing too emotional, just something people watch and then just forget about it in the next season. That's
The seasonal garbage eater.
Yeah, that's basically what Fuuka did. Fuuka had the potential to be a great anime. Just Dio Media just didn't realize that. They just want to stick at the safe route instead of taking a risk.
I think it goes back to what Zero said before about the limit of episodes. Since the accident happened in episode 9 or 10, and it's a 12 episode series, I think that limitation really forced them to change the plot because there's no way to adapt to I think that manga has a couple hundred chapters, so it's pretty impossible to adapt a couple hundred chapters into a 12 episode.
That's what annoys me. That's what annoys me about manga adaptations. Is that how many chapters is it per episode? It's 2 or 3, right? I mean, and you're talking you get all these major plot points, 30 chapters in, and they're never gonna get 30 chapters in with one season. ReZero, everybody shits on ReZero, but it's the web novel's great. The web novel's really good for ReZero, and unfortunately for ReZero.
You can.
I only watched the first episode of ReZero.
No, I heard. No, I don't know if this is true, but the anime for ReZero is actually the prequel.
Yeah, it's the prologue.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's prologue. So.
The entire first 4 chapters of the web novel is prologue, and that is what season 1 is. It is the prologue.
So people basically shit it on a prologue.
Yeah. Basically, people
That
are
was a successful prologue then.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, the web novel for ReZero is super good. Like, it is. It's. I recommend you read the web novel if you like it. But anyway, as I was saying, like, and this is why I think anime should have at least 2 seasons, because you're gonna miss out on all this important plot points when you only have 1, or you're gonna have to cram it in, and it just feels rushed. Like, I don't know, look at Black Clover for this season.
Yeah, Black Clover.
You make an anime because the source material was successful, and then you change the source material. Like, why?
They gotta cut it into 12 episodes.
Back if you actually stick to the source material.
Because they gotta fit it in 12 episodes. It's pretty, it's like, to me it's super obvious where they have to cut the corners, because, you know, they want the first season to be really good, because they want to get a second season, but I'm saying is that the standard should be that anime gets 2 seasons if it's adapting material.
Yeah.
Next up, anyone watch ACCA?
No.
ACCA, anyone?
No.
No.
Alright, I'll go lightning round this then. If you like politics, watch ACCA. If you're below the age of 18 and you have no interest in politics, don't watch ACCA. I recommend this to the older demographic, because I'm personally myself, I really am into politics. I often follow lots of news channels just to know what the hell's happening around the world, just to be informed, and I found ACCA a really nice take for the older demographic of anime fans. And it's made by Madhouse. It has an amazing opening song. Go check that out. But basically, if you're a fan of politics and you just want like a bit of war essence in it, check out ACCA. Alright, moving on to the best show of this season, Rakugo Shinjuu. Anyone watch season 2?
I didn't.
I never watched it.
Alright, Zero.
I would have loved to, but I didn't.
Zero, you talk about this because I haven't completed season 1 yet.
Oh, I haven't seen Rakugo Shinjuu.
Oh crap.
I've not seen it. Dude, there's like so much anime to watch, and I'm like so behind.
I agree on that. Okay, so just watch Rakugo season 1. I can guarantee if you're done with season 1, you'll probably be hopping on to season 2 straight away. Like, I
mean, if you're watching season 2, you've seen season 1, so.
Yeah. So, this is basically a candidate for Anime of the Year. The reason I can safely say this is because I watched season 1. And although this is made by the infamous Dean, Rakugo does not involve much animation at all, because the guy is mainly just sitting on the floor telling a story. But it's just because of the simplicity in its plot is where you can explore so much more. It's a great show.
Yeah, I've heard from many fans that while the premise may look boring, the anime is actually pretty great.
Yeah, the execution's really good.
Yeah.
But hey, when you got like a backlog of like 100 anime, it's hard to prioritize.
True.
What's the next show?
Alright.
Unless you're not done.
Handshakers and Kemono Friends. That's all we have left.
I didn't watch.
I have a couple of things to say about Handshakers. Should I start?
Alright.
Yeah, start.
Okay. Handshakers was the disaster of winter 2017. I could only bear to watch 3 episodes. I couldn't watch any more. Like, it was physically impossible to watch more.
Are you a masochist? Why do you torture yourself?
I only watched 3 episodes. Like, I'm not a
That's so
masochist.
torture.
I can't even pronounce it. Masochist.
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 Okay. Yeah. Like, and the main reason why I thought this anime was so bad, like, they tried so hard with the animation that it became bad. Like, they tried so hard to make it fluid and colorful and you know, smooth, but it turned out like a huge mess. And when there were fight scenes, like, the mechanics and the stuff they were fighting with weren't even explained. Like, the world they like because when they fight Handshakers, they're in this other world, basically, and none of that was even explained, and the audience remained confused. I don't even know if there's an explanation in the next episodes because I only watched 3. But if there is, then good for the people who watched it, I guess. But the characters were pretty blind, especially the main girl. She basically doesn't even talk. She literally doesn't talk. She just stands there, being carried by the main guy. I don't even know why I remember his name, but he was pretty bland as well. He was your typical male guy with good intentions I can't speak. Who falls in love with the heroine, and that was pretty much everything I remember about the show.
Pretty sure the animation itself was a meme.
Yeah.
The one biggest thing I was laughing at Handshake is because I watched it half drunk with my cousin was we were laughing how the character animation was like at 8 frames per second, while all the background animation, like the chains flying around, those were in bloody 60 FPS. Holy shit! You think those were smooth?
Plus, like the fan service in this anime was so stupid. I've never seen fan service used in such a stupid way.
The CG was moving at 60 frames per second, while the rip scene was going at 8 frames per second. That's how bad the animation was.
It was really bad. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do, but it was bad.
This is what happens when you make CGI, like put it in the wrong way. They try too hard.
In addition to that, in every single episode, there were at least 50 anime cliches. I could list them all. Like, there is I don't think there was a boob grab, but there was everything else pretty much. It's an anime packed with cliches. Really.
So it sounds like a good drinking game. Take a shot every time.
It's a good
oh
drinking
my god,
game.
I would die. I would literally die.
My cousin and I took like, I don't know. We just ended up drunk after that. We ended up drunk after that.
You would die. Not even gonna lie, you would
I
straight up die.
really die from all that.
Hey, so there's like one more show, right, in winter, which was Kemono Friends, which is Reddit's favorite thing ever.
Yep.
Oh, you mean the cute girls?
Yeah, the cute girls that are animals. I didn't watch it, but like I remember when it was airing, Reddit was like all about Kemono Friends.
No, it was like all shitting about Kemono Friends, including like one famous YouTuber called ACCA. He did admit his mistake, but he basically blasted on how bad Kemono Friends was.
Like, I know nothing about the show. I've just heard the name, that's all.
It's just like cute girls are cute animals, and they do cute girl animal cute things, and that's like
it's
it.
It's a way cute anime show.
Yeah, everybody ships the penguin from Evangelion and the penguin girl.
Oh, Pen.
I'm not really sure what is the hype of Kemono Friends, but from what I've heard from my friends that watched it, they say just stick it out to episode 3 or episode 4. You'll soon grow accustomed to it and you will actually come to enjoy the show a lot. They gave me a solid
You become so numb.
They gave me a solid 9 out of 10 rating. 9 out of 10. And they
sounds like an abusive relationship.
And they gave ReZero 8 out of 10. They gave Rakugo 8 out of 10. And they gave Kemono Friends 9 out of 10. My mind was blown.
Kemono Friends must have been a masterpiece then.
All you gotta do is put cute girls and like you're sold. Like there's your anime. Like cute girls doing cute things.
Yeah.
You're bound to get at least a couple watchers.
There was a lot of that in early 2017. Like there was Kobayashi, there was Kemono Friend, there was Gabriel Dropout. There was so much.
Oh wait, I forgot about Gabriel Dropout.
And
hated that show.
What about the Demi-chan one? The vampire one?
Oh yeah,
was that winter? Was that winter or spring?
No, that was winter.
Oh, Demi-chan was winter? I like Demi-chan. It was I watched that one. It was a nice
favorite.
That was a nice
one. Favorite show of the season.
I liked how they explored.
Was pretty like I don't know, not heartwarming, but it was really enjoyable to watch. I only watched the first couple of episodes though.
I like how it's kind of like a metaphor for people who have disabilities and are different in society. Yeah, and if you look at it from that perspective, like these people are different and society views them as differently, and you can apply it to like, oh, people with disabilities in real life, people view them differently. It's a really nice kind of heartwarming show. And I also like how the teacher didn't try to like bang his 14-year-old students, so that was like a plus.
Yeah,
for
oh my
me.
god, I was so worried about that. I was so
Oh my god.
worried.
It's like we have shows like Akashi Records. If you guys haven't read my blog on it, I basically blasted the fuck out of Akashi Records twice.
Oh,
actually.
that was spring, right?
Yeah, that was spring.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was spring or summer. I don't know.
Yeah.
So spring.
Like, I wrote a blog dedicated on why I hated Akashi Records, and apparently it got too controversial because I included a bit of feminism, and I like
Oh no.
although I'm a guy,
Internet buzzword.
I support women's rights. I support women's
Ooh.
How
rights.
dare you?
Respect women.
Respect
Yeah.
women. And
That's
then
true.
the levels of insult to injury Akashi Records make me go to. I just like, why? Why? Alright, I'm just gonna
Made a
Hey,
show.
we can talk about that. We can talk about that next podcast when we talk about spring or summer or whatever. But yeah,
Stay
Demi
tuned.
Chan's really
The next
yeah.
podcast.
Demi Chan.
There's one anime from winter that we didn't discuss, and not many people actually know about this anime, but I watched the first couple of episodes. It's called Spirit Pact. It's about this guy who dies.
Isn't that
But,
a shonen eye?
Spoilers.
It's not spoilers. Like, I can't even explain it. The whole thing is comedy and shonen ai. So if you like
Oh,
shipping
that
guys and you guy, like, the guy is dead but he has superpowers, and he, like, basically everyone ships him with his subordinate. But yeah, it's a really weird anime, and the
There we
animation
go. We
is
just
kind
got
of
the producer. Just got the Fujoshi demographic.
not
Hell
a
yeah.
Fujoshi,
Oh, just an-
but it was pretty okay, I guess. I didn't continue watching it.
there's another popular show that I've been talking about, but I haven't watched it. It's like Blue Exorcist season 2. You guys watched it?
Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
What was it?
I did. Blue
Did you-
Exorcist.
Blue Exorcist.
Second
Oh,
season.
no.
Yeah, I only
I
watched the
watched
first season.
it. I have a couple of things to say about it. I even write, like, when I was writing my blog for Winter 2017, I mentioned it briefly. It wasn't spectacular. I've never been a huge fan of Blue Exorcist in general. Like, the first season wasn't that memorable to me, so I didn't have big expectations for the second season. But you know, the fans of the series have been waiting for such a long time to get new content that I thought maybe this is gonna be really good. Was it really good? Not really. I mean, it was kind of enjoyable, but I don't know. There was something missing. It got kind of boring at moments, to be honest. And that's,
I have
like,
the manga.
the opening and ending were pretty good. Of course, it's Blue Exorcist. The animation were definitely improved since 2011. And like the characters, one of them got some development with his father and stuff. I don't really remember his name. That's how memorable he is to me. And the main ship got some development, like Shiemi and Rin. There were some cool fight scenes, but you know, for Blue Exorcist fans, it might have been great, but it was average.
So what else did you guys watch?
For winter, that's it. I mean, unless we're gonna talk about like movies,
Yeah,
like I don't know, I watched Get Out. That was all right. Not an anime, but it was good. So yeah, do we wanna reconvene at a later date and do spring?
Oh, yeah, there's a really famous movie that also came out in 2017. I think it's
What was
I think it's either Winters, SAO Ordinal Scale.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't. I'm
Wait,
like not
what?
an SAO fan.
Which,
Well, I think
oh,
it's,
I watched
About-
Ordinal Scale. I can talk about it.
yeah.
Okay, Ordinal Scale was a typical addition to the ACO franchise. Nothing was added except a few things which started off great but didn't end up really well. Like, they tried to make Kirito not overpowered in the beginning, but they ended up making him even more overpowered in the end of it. The animation was absolutely great. Not like amazing, but it was definitely like the detail was great, the fight scenes were great, but it was a bit like rushed because you have Kirito's like motivation to be OP again, and this is of course should I spoil it? I don't think I should. Okay, I won't spoil it. It's connected to Asuna, and it gets kind of repetitive for Kirito to, you know, like, save Asuna online, basically. Second half of the movie was pretty good, I guess. I liked, everyone was talking about the final boss fight, which was so over the top, but I enjoyed it so much, even though there was no actual explanation for some things that happened in it. But there was a good focus on Kirito and Asuna's relationship. I liked that. Like, he really proved that he cares about her, and she cares about him in return. The other characters were as blind as ever. They didn't get any kind of development at all, except maybe... Silly didn't get it. Okay. No one got development, except Asuna and Kirito. And, what else? The music was absolutely amazing. That's one thing about, like, I've always liked about SAO. They kind of changed the character designs. I don't know what they were thinking, but they made their noses triangles. I don't understand that. That's out of the question, but if you are an SAO fan, you will love this movie. If you're not an SAO fan, you will think of it as average.
Probably hate it.
Yeah, I don't watch SAO, so.
Well, I watched the 2 seasons of SAO, but I don't know. I haven't got the time to watch the movie yet, so maybe I should watch it later. Not sure.
People, like, when the movie came out, people were highly praising it, saying like it was rated 8 out of 10 on Mao, which is pretty high for SAO. And I thought,
That's super high for SAO.
I thought this was actually pretty good, but you know, there were some things that didn't really have an explanation, and things kind of rushed. So that's that.
Alright, there's one show that I forgot to talk about since we're just talking about written only. Right, you played the visual novel for Rewrite, right?
I haven't watched Rewrite.
Alright.
I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it.
I personally enjoyed Rewrite Season 1, but Rewrite Season 2... really iffy right here. I'm not sure what arc they adapted in the visual novel. I know Blurbs played it before, but I personally haven't even touched the visual novel because it is so hard to get in my country. But I found it really just weird. Like, the first season was still alright, where the characters were just like having a happy-go-lucky time, and then it went from I think it was an supernatural club to some kind of crazy battle between good and evil. And then the main character, I forgot the name, was basically the middle line. He was in the neutral party. He was both in the good and the bad, but the thing is, there's no actually good and bad. They're just fighting for different causes, and there's one wants to save humanity and one wants to destroy humanity to save the world. So the second season continues on that, and it became so messy. I think they were just trying to cram as much content into the visual novel and have an ending. And
Probably.
I was just confused, more confused than I was watching Dice Eerie. We'll talk about that in our next podcast. Stay tuned for that.
Yep.
Hey, that's winter. No, that's fall. We gotta do spring
That's
and
still
summer
fall.
first. Alright, so I gotta get going and like
Sum it up, like, what is your favorite anime from winter 2017?
from winter, probably Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
For me, it's obviously
Right.
Kusuno Honkai.
Same. Kusuno Honkai is my favorite as well.
I'll give my pick to Konosuba Season 2. But number 2 goes closely to... I'll probably give number 2 to Kusuno Honkai. And if I'm gonna give a recommendation,
I'd give number 2 to your...
Rakugo. Amazing show.
I'll give number 2 to Demi-chan, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I give number.
Was it just me?
Alright.
Or just glitch out?
Yeah, the mic is glitching, I don't know why.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm in
Alright.
a bad reception area.
I'll see ya.
Alright, I'm signing out.
Alright, see you
See
soon.
ya.
Bye, Zero. I think we should end the podcast here.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining today's podcast. We all apologize for stuttering around because, as you say, this is all of our first podcast actually. So thank you all
It's
for
our
joining
first
us.
podcast.
Join us on our next podcast. I'll link it in the description below when it actually comes out. Right. See you guys.
Nice.
Cheers.
See ya.